Hey everyone, and welcome back to the second episode of Earthless. This is a fun little strategy game that appears to be inspired by FTL and Into the Breach, with a deck building element. So far we've done a couple of missions in the first episode, and yeah, let's keep the ball rolling, shall we? I appear to have lost a light over here. Forgive my rudimentary setup here. This is kind of new to me, this whole lighting setup, and it's kind of on the cheap. But let's have a look, and just don't mind me while I itch. I'm kind of awkward like that. So let's have a look. We've got a choice of encounter or point of interest. We'll go with a point of interest because we've not had one of those yet. So point of interest it is. So Pearls of Wisdom. So we have a bunch of different individuals in this chat channel apparently. Captain, we've collected intact Lusk Pearls. Okay. Priority given to research. Okay, there's lots of reading in this. Priority. Oh, okay, so we get to choose who gets priority. So I have a choice. I can allocate this resource to improve combat capabilities or for medical advancement. And we have some kind of like up and down arrows, like maybe that's some kind of a morale system. So let's have a look. We can go for combat, which upsets one person and makes 3 people happy, or we can go for medical, which is a 50-50 split. 2 people are happy, 2 people unhappy. We'll go with combat because it's a democracy at the end of the day. We'll go for the majority. So yeah, we've chosen to go with that. Cards received, serrated rounds. Roger. Disposing of cards can take... Oh, okay, so this is another tutorial segment because the whole demo is essentially the tutorial. So you'll be notified how long you have to wait until your next card disposal. Okay, so we can get rid of cards that we don't want. So let's have a look. Manufacturing card recycle ready. So we're going to click on that. To recycle a card, press the recycling button to access. Yep. All recyclable cards will appear on this screen once you've chosen a card to recycle. Okay, yep. Don't mind me if I just read all these things out loud. It kind of helps, especially in this video. The worst thing, I've been doing a bit of research on these videos. The worst thing I can do in these videos is just not say anything. Even if what I'm saying isn't that interesting, it still has more value than nothing apparently. But hey ho. Let's have a look. So upgrading, recycling, here we go. These are the cards that we can get rid of. So is there anything here that just seems completely redundant to me that I just won't be using at all? Target lock, it's got its uses. Battlefield analysis, I make good use of that. That's card control essentially. For every 2 attack cards played in a turn, lose 1 heat. I've not used that card a single time yet. Probably won't use that card. So yes, I do confirm that I want to remove it. Press the big yellow button. I was looking for the button there, couldn't find it. It's big and yellow, you can't miss it. So, serrated rounds. Every time you deal damage to a target, deal 2 more. Huh, okay. I'm going to keep that. So we'll exit. I'm presuming I'm pressing the right buttons here. And we have a choice, a salvage site or an encounter. We're going to try and make this video as different as possible to the last one, which means, of course, since we've already done 2 encounters, we're going to go for the salvage site. We might as well make this a educational video for some of you, though. Whoa. Okay, I lost my words there. We might as well try and be a little bit educational here for those of you that might actually decide you want to play this game in the future. So let's have a look. We have an option. We have located the remains of another human spacecraft and we can salvage the parts to upgrade our ship and repair our hull. We can choose between repairing our hull for 15. I personally know we've not taken any hull damage yet. We're very early on in the game and I was obsessed with upgrading my shields in the last game. So we're salvaging for parts. Explore the contents for wreckage. So we can choose Captain's Orders, which is dealing damage and gaining shields, which also has a combo to draw 1 card and gain energy. Kinetic Redistributor, this is a new one. Every time you gain shield, you get to draw one card. Handy. Yeah, it's handy, and I think that applies over multiple turns. So, yeah. And lastly, we have Warhead Arming Sequence. Add a tactical strike to the top of your deck. We are going to go with... Every time you gain shield, draw one card. That's more options right there. More options is always good. Can I pick it? How do I pick it? You gonna let me? Oh, okay, yeah. That wasn't obvious to me. If you guys actually saw what I was doing wrong there, or if you saw a thing highlighted that I was meant to recognise, please let me know. And I'll try to put my hands where you can actually see them. My camera isn't set up particularly wide at the moment. There's a lot of cropping going on. I'll have a better camera setup eventually. Captain, we've obtained a schematic to craft a new weapon. Okay, new weapon, eyebrows raised. So, missile schematic and something else that I clicked away just too soon. You can access the crafting... words. It's the end of the day. Words kind of escape me. What can I say? I'm a human being. Let's have a look. So we can take one of two paths. That up there is a point of interest. So for the sake of keeping things as different as possible, changing things up, we're going to go in that direction towards the point of interest. Because I'm going to assume that encounters are for the most part the same. But here we go. This is the meat and potatoes of the game. If you've watched this much of the video so far and not the previous video, this will be your first combat encounter. So of course we can move our ship, and when we do move our ship, you'll see on the left hand side my light has gone again. My cheap setup is paying its dividends, I guess. Let's have a look. So we have plenty of ships to destroy. In fact, we have a good few big ships. What's going on? I want to go after these two first. I want to avoid getting cornered by the larger fleet. So we're going to fly this. Can I actually... I don't think... I can probably use that, but that'll be it. Let's start with battlefield analysis. It doesn't cost me anything, and I get to play around with some cards. We're going to get rid of the extra shields card, because apparently I shouldn't need that many. I'm going to move all the way over here. You'll notice I'm fully warmed up now. I've got as much heat as I can get. Still outside of weapons range for using that. Captain's orders is, however, within range. So we're going to use Captain's orders on that ship there, which also gives me some shields, which is good. I have 5 shields now, so I can tank the next turn. Every time you deal damage to... Ah, you're kidding, right? I hope I only just drew this card. Because if I didn't, then I am a moron. Because I should have played that card before the card I just played. Yeah. At least I still have this that I can fire. But before I be a moron again, let's play this card by double clicking on it. And now we'll use the Haywire, which in theory should wipe it out, if I understood that correctly, which I did. Perfect. I can't play any more cards now. I am completely out, so I'll end my turn. And yes, I am going to need a new light setup on my right hand side, because this is not going to work, me turning that on every couple of minutes. Grey cards are classified as critical errors. Okay, let's pay attention to the screen. Pay attention to the screen, Hale, and not the light that keeps going out. I hope the light is providing entertainment value. Wow. Okay, these have a negative effect that can harm or hinder our capabilities in some way. So how did I get that card? Is this some form of electronic warfare against me? It's probably some form of electronic warfare. But hey ho, so let's have a look. That thing's planning on moving that way. Yeah, I didn't demonstrate this in the previous bit. I mentioned before that this game is partially inspired, by the looks of it anyway. I've not seen any interviews to confirm this, but it appears to be partially inspired by the game... Oh, I've got it on my Switch. Into the Breach. There we go. one of the other games that was developed by the same developers as FTL. There we go. Can I lose any heat? Yeah, I can play that to lose some heat. So where I was going with that is you can actually see where these ships plan on moving. You can see their path for the next turn and what they plan on doing, which is incredibly handy. So let's have a look. Most of this doesn't immediately make sense to me at the moment. I'm not entirely sure I know... Oh, hello. Volatile. When this unit dies, deals 2 to all units around it. Oh! Okay, I get it now. So... Oh... Can't do that, can I? I'm not within range. I can move, though. I can get in range. So, I can blow up asteroids. Okay, Can I reach?
We're going in.
No, I can't reach. I don't have line of sight to the asteroid I was thinking of shooting at. Let's have a look then. We've got 3 energy. That's just there, isn't it? I can't do anything about it. So we've got 3 power. Going to go over target lock on the one I've got line of sight on. And then we're going to fire 2 rounds of missiles. Hey, there we go. That's another one down. And we have 1 energy left. Nothing we can do. Sensor overload, that's just there. Nothing we can do about it. We'll end our turn. Oh, wow, okay. I'm actually paying attention to the screen this time, and good thing I am. So it looks like these hazard tiles that I'm currently sat on is part of the whole... oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Choreographing. There we go. So I know not to be on these tiles because the big guys are going to be shooting at them. I have not a massive amount of movement, and I don't have any ability at the moment to actually get rid of any heat. Okay, let's play this card. Draws me some cards. Hopefully I get something useful. Got lots of shields, but don't need that many shield cards. So we've got some shields. We've got Captain's Orders, which is damage and shields, and maybe draw a card. Haywire. We're going to start with Captain's Orders and see if I get a card. There we go. Let's fire and get some shields. There we go. We have drawn a card, so I can now vent heat and move a fair bit faster. So we'll vent some heat, and now we can move out of the danger zone. Danger zone. Don't worry, I'm not going to try and get myself demonetized. I'm not even monetized. What am I thinking? Haywire. We'll use that one. Huzzah. And there's not much else I can do. I've already proven that I'm outside of range, so we'll activate some shields, make sure I've got enough to get through the next turn, and hit end turn. And of course, we had moved out of the way of that volley, so that was perfectly fine. 2 sensor overloads. Okay, so that's not a massive amount we can do this time, but we can draw cards with battlefield analysis. Can I get rid of... Oh yeah, okay, that's perfect. So I can still discard the sensor overload cards when I have the draw cards, discard cards. It's a lot of cards. So, let's have a look. What can we do next? First up, can I get rid of any heat? Does not appear so. But if I go with Captain's Orders, I can't reach. Can't... Oh, hello. What are these guys? I did not notice these guys coming in. So we're going to have to Captain's Orders them, since I can actually use the card. And I did not get what I was hoping to get, so I'm just going to have to tank this next turn, aren't I? Yeah. I can only move 1. I'm just going to have to tank it. Okay, so shields. Let's apply a shields card. I can still do marked target and hope that it sticks around a turn. Missile launch. Can't do anything. No point really shooting at anything at this stage. Unless I want to clear a path somewhere, but I don't, so end my turn. I don't like wasting cards and not doing stuff. Oh, don't think I took any actual hull damage there. I gave myself enough shields. That's good. I had my fingers crossed there. You couldn't see them, but I had them crossed. Right, so what are we going to do next? Got plenty of hostiles on the battlefield now. I need to go for the big guys. If I don't go for the big guys, I suspect all of these smaller ones are just going to keep on appearing. That's not what we want. So let's start moving. Let's move as far as we can outside of this volley area. Apply battlefield analysis to draw some cards. We're going to discard the sensor overload, because we're definitely not going to use that. That's basically a wound card if you've played any other deck building game that isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. In fact, what's the closest game I've played to this with regards to card games? I'd say the Dark Souls card game. The Dark Souls card game. Not played a massive amount of it. Mainly because I got it during the pandemic, you know, when nobody was allowed to even meet up with other human beings, God forbid. Alright, okay, we've destroyed one of the big guys. Next up, we still have 4 energy, guys. Apparently that card gave me 1 extra energy, so I can lose some heat with Vent Heat. Get myself some mobility. Then I can go and attack something, give myself some shields. So what we're going to do, we are going to go with damage. Get rid of this little fleet of drones, or missiles, whatever it happens to be. I think they're missiles. Next time I'll pay attention. But moving forwards, let's give myself some shields, some more shields. And you know what, we're going to hide in a dust cloud. Because these things, units in this tile, take 1 less damage from all sources. Large units do not benefit. Okay, so the big guys don't benefit. I do. Nobody's planning on shooting that tile, apparently, but it happens. Okay. Let's have a look. We have sensor overload again. Nothing we can do about that. Is there any way I can get more cards? I can get no cards this turn, guys. I'm stuck with what I've got. But what I've got is pretty good still. So, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4... Looks like I'm just playing all the cards I've got, ignoring sensor overload. So we'll start off with a target lock. We're going to target lock the guy close by to us. I want to get the most out of these short range missiles as I can.
Target shields are down.
There we go. That's the short range missiles done with. I now need to move if I want to actually get in range of these guys. I'm just hoping that my single point of movement that I have it's going to be enough to actually reach. Which it isn't. It's not enough to actually reach. And, yeah. What I can do, though, I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to create myself another dust cloud that I can hide in. Because that might come in handy later. You never know. Let's terraform the battlefield and make it something that I can use. Uh-oh. Hull damage. I didn't have any shield cards that turn. It's not my fault, honest. Right, so, what are we going to do here? We don't want to take too much more hull damage. We've already got 2 sensor overloads here. We're going to go with Captain's Orders. I think there is nothing else really I can play alongside it, so Captain's Orders, give this a nice healthy broadside. Deal some more damage, get rid of it. Get the shields up. And, yeah, I can only move 1 at the moment, can't I? So we're just going to have to move back in... I can move, can't I? Yeah. We're going to move back into the dust cloud, just to give us a little bit of cover. Of course, this guy doesn't appear to be wanting to fire at the... Well, he is going to now. Lose 2 heat, that will come in very handy. Shields. We're probably just going to ignore one of these shield cards this turn. Let's lose some heat. Gives me a lot of movement opportunities now. Going to move up here. Deal some damage. Oh, no. Slow down. Going to target lock so we can do some proper damage. There we go. Now we're going to boost our shields and end our turn there. It's weird. I really enjoy card games like this. It's just hard to describe with me. It takes me back to my Yu-Gi-Oh days. you know, back in the school playground. So let's have a look. Deal 4 damage. Let's go with this straight up. See what happens. Haywire missile.
Hostile unit eliminated.
Encounter complete. And unlike the last encounter that I did in the previous video, I didn't have to run to the exit after I destroyed the big guys. So I'm just looking for the cat right now because she's doing laps of the room. Just, yeah. I'm doing that thing with my hands off camera again. I'll get better, honest. But in the meantime, let's have a look. We get to choose between an artifact or a card pack. We've had cards so far, so we know what cards do. We're going to go with a reward pack before we end off this video. So we have the Lusk Pearl Accelerator, which gives an attack card +1 range. Okay, so that's interesting. So open reward pack. Oh, okay, so we get both anyway. We get both the cards and the artifact. That's good. Do I have to choose? Okay, whoops. I don't know what I picked there. Let me know in the comments section if I actually picked anything good there. I wasn't paying attention at all. Yeah, this is me. I just fumble my way through games sometimes. It's silly. So we'll find out what artifacts are before we round off this video. Captain, we've collected an artifact. This will help you upgrade our combat abilities. Update your cards with artifacts collected here. So that's where the engineering button is, next to card recycle. So when I go there, it says manufacturing when I hover over it. Captain, welcome to the crafting module. To access the schematic we just received, navigate to the schematic inventory by pressing the crafting button. There are 2 types of schematics, one for crafting cards and one for artifacts. Once a card schematic is selected, you can preview the card. On the right hand side of the screen, press the craft button for the console to add the card to your deck. Okay, I'm not going to read all of this out loud. I'll figure it out as we go. There we go. I think I alluded to it in the previous video. I kind of missed the days where you didn't have a tutorial and you just had to figure things out on the fly. Because just pressing buttons and hoping for the best in video games, sometimes it's just the better option. But anyway, yeah, we'll go with craft. I should have paid attention. I think the cat has snuck into the wardrobe. Okay. Got one in there. I should have paid attention there, shouldn't I? Upgrading. Here we go. Give an attack. There's nothing I can do with that right now. Current cards. Let's go with that one. No. I'll figure it out anyway. We'll round off the video there anyway before I spend the next, 20 minutes or so just fumbling around. Thanks again for watching, everyone. If you want to carry on watching videos like this or listening to me fumble around through games that I've not played before, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It really does help. But in the meantime, thanks again for watching. I'll keep my hands on camera this time. Yeah, fly casual.